Hey folks, I wanted to share another of my favorite native wildflowers with you. This is white snakeroot. Beautiful flower. Many consider it weedy, I'm sure, but it looks lovely in the shade. It does well in the shade. I always think white flowers look sort of ethereal in shady areas. Honeybees like it. You can see they're gathering the off-white colored pollen. Very pretty flower. This plant is toxic, especially to livestock, and it can taint their milk. It causes milk sickness and is toxic to humans if consumed. Abraham Lincoln's mother reportedly died from milk sickness due to livestock consuming white snakeroot. But it's very pretty. I don't eat it, of course, and I've never seen the animals around try to consume it either. This is wingstem. It's another one. I think these look so pretty together, the white and the yellow and then the orange. Another favorite, Impatiens capensis. Those colors complement each other nicely. And as the hostas are sort of winding down for the season, these take over in my hosta garden, looking really, really nice. Thought you'd enjoy that. Take a look here at the honeybees in the watering hole. Lots of brood developing this time of year. They're getting ready for overwintering bees. I'm in the process of collecting seeds for Impatiens capensis. This is commonly known as jewelweed. I've talked about it before. That's because in the mornings the dew or raindrops will glisten on the leaves like a jewel. But it's also known as touch-me-not, and I'll show you why. The seed pods are under tension so that when the seeds are ripe, the wind or just jostling of the plant will cause them to expel their seeds far away from the parent plant, which from an evolutionary standpoint, that makes sense. Plants are more likely to survive if they're further away from the parent plant. But it's sometimes hard to know when collecting seeds if they're ripe. And once you touch the seed pod, it explodes. So you have to get pretty sneaky. And so I did research on these in college. And let's see, I think I have one here. Yeah, so I kind of learned how to tell when they're ripe. So this one, if you'll notice, the seed pod becomes slightly translucent. And so I have to be careful and get ready when I touch it because the seeds will go far away. Let's see if we're ready. Oh, almost missed it. All right, let's take a look. So the seeds should be brown when they're ripe and ready. Let's see, this one only had a couple in there. I think I lost one. But there's a brown seed, so that should be viable. And I just put it into my paper sack there. Keep it dry till I'm ready to plant them. Patch doesn't have a lot of mature seed pods just yet, but I'm finding a few. Collecting seeds for myself and a couple of friends. Now here, I'll show you one that's not ripe. This one is still under tension and it still will explode, but let's take a look when it does. You have to really squeeze it to get it to pop. And when you take a look at the seeds, they're small, they're immature, and they're green, so these aren't ready. It's difficult to spot when they're ready, but I had to do this hundreds of times back in college. We were using the reproductive success of this plant to judge whether or not a potential invasive species was causing harm to their reproduction. That's what invasive species do. They, just by definition, they can decrease reproductive success of plants around them. That's how they sort of succeed and invade different areas. And so I got really intimate with this plant one summer. I don't see too many others that are ready, but I thought you'd enjoy them. They're lovely wingstem, white snakeroot, and our touch-me-not.